Yo, welcome to the second episode of the Trip Off This podcast show. My name is Tevin. The Cotton Eye Joe is the worst song ever made, and I'm willing to die on that hill. The voice you're about to hear, or the face you're about to see, is your man Crush Monday every single Monday. Don't you dare skip one, Josiah.
Yeah.
And this is Trip Off This. This is a podcast where we talk about wild things for you to trip off. That's music, politics, games, science, tech, news, culture, whatever we deem necessary. And I would like to start where I deem necessary. So the other day, Trip Off This, I'm in the shower, right? And my showers, first of all, I was in the shower stoned. So my shower went from like a 15-minute shower to like a 45-minute shower, just off the strength of that. But I was in there, right? And this is going to sound wild, but I'm looking down and I see something that trips me out. Right? What the fuck is a belly button? What is a belly button? Right? So I'm looking at my belly button and I've never really thought about it before, cuz like your belly button I feel like is the equivalent to like almost like a guy's nipples. Like I forget I be having nipples. Don't even remember because I don't feel them in my shirt. They're not pierced. They could be, but they're not. So I feel, I forget they're there. And I forget my belly button exists. And I started looking at it, bro, in the shower. And I don't even know how it works. Like, okay, so like, why do some people have innies and some people have outies? What is your guess on that, if you had to guess why? And I haven't looked it up. I almost don't want to look it up. I almost like it to remain a mystery to me.
I feel that. I don't know. I feel like it just has something to do with like when they cut it. Like it just does something. Did they cut that? What happened? It like falls off. Like,
you know nothing about your belly button, dude. None of us do.
Very little belly button knowledge. It's not.
I feel like it could have a cooler name than a belly button. I also haven't put much thought into what it would be called, but like maybe like
belly button.
The eye of your stomach.
It makes it sound like if you were to remove it, you just fall apart.
Yeah, like it's keeping you together.
Yeah, I feel like I used to think that.
What I understand about a belly button, right, is that you have an umbilical cord when you're born. Mm-hmm. It's cut.
Yep.
It's tied into a knot.
Okay, I believe you.
And then eventually it falls off. And somehow what's left of it just becomes your belly button and just like heals as a closed thing.
So what happens? Are there some people with like wild belly buttons, like super long?
Well, like I don't know. I don't know what like is the type of knot that the doctor ties the reason for an innie and an outie? Like are you just taught a different type of tying of the skin there? And then also, like where is your umbilical cord attached to? In the womb? Your stomach? Like, is your belly button, is the back of your belly button connected to your stomach?
I don't know.
You don't see? Nobody knows a damn thing about
it. All of the contents of your stomach just starts like pouring out of your belly. It's like a plug.
Well, nobody knows the origin of the belly button. The average person has no idea.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Any medical things written on the subject, I'm calling into question right now. Because I don't think anyone knows what it is. But here's another question I had with it. This is what made my shower so long, is because I'm just playing these conversations out in my head.
I understand that.
So where is the umbilical cord go? Like in your mother, where does that attach to? Like the placenta?
Yeah.
And that's because like, but how does...
It attaches to her spirit.
But like, it attaches to her spirit. That's funny. But like, don't you breathe through it too? Like, because there's embryonic
snorkel.
So you breathe. Wait, because you breathe through it and you eat through it. Mm-hmm. So how is your mother's nutrients getting from the stomach into the placenta?
They're right next to each other.
Into
That's
your
how it happens.
body, and then how do you breathe through it? It's just, I don't get it, bro. Like, I'm glad there's people trying to figure this work out. I know it's all hypothetical.
I think they might have figured it out.
And then, like, can't you keep your umbilical cord for, like, stem cell purposes? You can.
Okay.
But what, like, imagine being saved by your umbilical cord like 30 years later in life.
That'd be beautiful.
Damn. Where do they even store that? You know how like they always say like police are supposed to store like evidence for like extremely long amount of time? Like where are hospitals keeping the umbilical cords?
How long do they keep them? Is there just
exactly?
I remember I was reading
an article
bad? About a guy.
Are they like...
This is kind of a pivot, but it was a dentist in Florida, and he was just like putting the teeth in the basement.
Putting teeth in the
he was just putting the teeth in the basement, and it was just like the picture connected to the article. Maybe you'll be able to find it. It was just like a bunch of teeth in like this guy's basement or backyard or something. He was like disposing of them improperly. So I wonder if there's just like dump grounds of like human parts, teeth, like in a dumpster behind a hospital or something. Like, because people use, I don't know. What about the organs people can't use? Where do they go? What happens to all of these things?
I just have so many questions. Again, I stared into my belly button and was just led down a rabbit hole of just questions I didn't have the answers to, which was just frustrating, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, you could have Googled it, but I
don't want to.
Yeah, you don't.
I almost want my belly button to remain a mystery.
Yeah.
Again, we need a cooler name than belly button. Belly button is a children's name. Again,
it needs an adult name. It probably does have some weird scientific name. It needs to
be like the eye of the stomach.
The
eye of the midsection.
The eye of the stomach. That's very ominous.
Yeah, it is. Well, I haven't put much thought into it. This is kind of a passing thought. But to pivot off that, we can ponder belly buttons for the remainder of the episode.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to WCTV. I didn't do that at the beginning of the episode, but quick shout out to WCTV, all the crew behind the camera. Today's December 14th, I believe.
Mm-hmm. No, it's the day that it comes out. Whatever day
you see this coming out is when we filmed it.
That's the day it is.
Well, it's the end of 2018, so I figured this would be sort of a 2018 wrap-up episode.
Yep.
We could talk about all the things that happened in 2018, all the wild shit. A lot of people died in 2018. Let's play a morbid game. Stop me if I say anything inappropriate. If you could bring back, I'm going to say 2 people that died in 2018. You have a revived
George Bush.
Let's start laying out names of people that died this year. Like, who died this year that you would really consider bringing back? Like, I just
told you, bro.
Okay, well, you said George... Who'd you say? George Bush?
George Bush and John McCain.
George Bush and John McCain?
Dream team.
Would be your 2? Oh, my God.
They have to die this year?
2018 death. I mean, we have Aretha Franklin.
I feel like they deserve some more time.
Okay, I'm going to say you bringing up... you saying you'd revive George Bush and John McCain is extremely disrespectful to Mac Miller. Extremely disrespectful to Aretha Franklin. Even more disrespectful to Stephen Hawking.
Bro, George Bush gave bombers to Saddam Hussein. Yeah,
true. That's bucket list shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know, right? He's done some shit.
Who else passed away in the year of our Lord and Savior, 2018? Who did? Oh, yeah, Stan Lee. Okay, so you already wasted your 2. I'm saving mine for Stan Lee and Mac Miller. Stan Lee. There was an actor, too.
There's a couple.
The actor from Boogie Nights. Who's the old guy?
I'm going with this.
Let me see. Is it... Anthony Bourdain died this year.
Oh, yeah. That was
R.I.P. to a real one. Pour some out. For a real one. Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds passed away this year. You know who else passed away this year? Vern Troyer. Mini-Me from Austin Powers. We lost some real ones. It's been a tough year. It's been a struggle. And it ain't over yet.
Do you think that there's probably been people who died this year that like invented something super important? Or like
Stephen Hillenburg?
Yeah, is that...
Stephen Hillenburg, the guy that created SpongeBob SquarePants, the original inventor. Stephen Hillenburg died. Yeah. Kate Spade passed away.
Yeah, proves my point. Like, so many people that just go unheard.
Well, you already wasted your 2. They're gone, bro. Like,
I mean, I did a service for everyone by bringing those 2 back. Yeah, they'll lead us to prosperity.
Joe Jackson?
Yeah, Joe Jackson died. I feel like it was a miracle. Joe Jackson.
I know like none of these people, but
Joe Jackson. Well, Joe Jackson is obviously the father of the Jackson 5 family. Like.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
decades.
I'm pretty sure. It's a miracle it's a miracle to me Joe Jackson didn't spend some time in jail for like, I feel like,
Avicii.
Oh, yeah,
he was like
that dude, Avicii? Yeah.
Did you listen to Avicii? Because I had no idea who he was.
Oh, when he died?
Yeah, he's like electronic, like EDM.
You know, it was maybe the most... This is so morbid, but you know what was really the most disrespectful? We talk about cancel culture on this podcast. I might have to rant for a second. We talk about cancel culture on this podcast. It is a shame that whichever Paul brother it was that filmed that dead guy in Japan, speaking of dead people that died in 2018, it is a shame he didn't get officially canceled for that. Like,
I know. Everybody's getting canceled, but he's not.
What type of person sees somebody who committed suicide and continues filming their YouTube vlog, and they're like, LOL, dead guy. Quick edit.
Well, it's because he's so consumed by the
allure of
the game of it almost.
Of like being a YouTube star. That's not an excuse. This is a person.
Did you watch
hanging from a tree?
Did you watch that rewind video?
No.
They like have some shitty rewind video that they do every year.
And
it's like the worst. It's the worst rated video on YouTube ever right now. It's past Justin Bieber's Baby, which was the most. That's like kind of a random thing.
I'm gonna say that's kind of unfair to Baby.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's not.
Like worst song on the planet.
That's so embarrassing to admit, though.
Yeah,
like saying
I understand it. He was like an annoying kid at that time. That's when he
Damn, saying Baby isn't the worst song ever is basically like saying it's your favorite song that's ever been released.
No, but it was like Will Smith. I watched a little bit of it. It was like Will Smith at the beginning, which isn't really a YouTube person.
In the video.
Yeah, and then he was like, if I could make the YouTube rewind, it would have Marquise Brownlee. You know that guy? He like does tech reviews.
Yeah.
And they'd be in Fortnite. It's just like they're in Fortnite for some reason, and ninjas driving the bus.
Oh my god.
He's like a Twitch person. It's just a bunch of... YouTube. I think they just want to get like advertisers or something, so it's like a showcase for them almost.
Which Paul brother was it that did that suicide video? Logan?
Dude, you're asking the wrong person.
Jake?
I think one of them.
If you name your kid, I blame the parents
For naming him Logan?
And Jake.
What about Wolverine? Isn't that his name?
Wolverine?
Isn't his name Logan? Isn't that the...
Yes, his name is Logan. But also, he's not a guy who films dead people in a forest.
He kills people
for his YouTube channel.
With his fork hands.
Does he, or does he save them?
From life. He saves them from life.
I don't know. I honestly haven't seen an X-Men movie in a long time.
I haven't, yeah. I heard Logan was good.
What else?
We should just review movies that we haven't seen.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Logan, I give it a 3.
Out of what?
I'll figure it out.
Where do you watch it? Yo, you know what else was a fucked up thing that happened in 2018? Is super fucked up. I shouldn't be saying this with a smile on my face, but like the whole show of Trump flying to Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah.
Like in retrospect, that was.
I mean, if you want to talk about fucked up things, like a lot of stuff that Trump's done hasn't been
probably in the list.
Great
but it's just
stuff.
The politics could move so fast that like it's just impossible to keep up with it. But
that
was a notoriously bad one because obviously at that time when he was jump shooting paper towels into a crowd of people, like
in desperate need.
the death toll was at like
that was a baller move.
17.
It was a power move.
Was it? And like obviously months later we found out that like thousands of people passed away in that hurricane.
Yeah, but he's still saying that like that's not true. And
recovery. Like, I just can't imagine my house being blown to bits and then the president tossing me a roll of paper towels.
You probably need it.
For what? What to clean up the mess in the house?
Yeah, you know,
your house
there's a lot of water. You're gonna need a couple more, but it's a start.
That is so disrespectful. That is so disrespectful to be. There's a lot of water. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why we need our crew behind the camera to have a problematic light because we're over here cracking jokes about a natural
they're obvious
disaster.
Jokes, though.
Yeah, they're jokes.
Yeah,
true. And I guess like, no joke should be off limit. But some that's an interesting question.
These jokes are not.
These jokes are across. I mean, you basically just said.
I'm pretty tame with it.
You just said
you're on some wild shit sometimes.
I'm on some wild shit sometimes for sure. But you just said people that had their houses destroyed by Puerto Rico.
We'll need some paper towels. Everybody needs paper towels for something at some point.
Well, then I said, what would they use paper towels for? And you said, well, there's a lot of water. Which, I mean, we might need the light for. Which is true. But, like, should any joke be, not for this podcast, but I'm just saying, like, for life. Should any joke topics be
off limits?
Yeah, like I feel like young kids like.
I think defending rape jokes is a pretty bad look.
Yeah, that's a. See, so like not every joke is okay.
It's not. Like, it's like you'd have to pull it off in such a way that it's like fucking on some next level crazy shit where you're doing like some fucking
like it has to be
backflips in comedic form. Like
it
has to be so funny that it outweighs the
fucked upness
of it. And like with a rape joke, that's nearly impossible. I'd argue. Like how are you gonna do that? I'm sure there's some edgy ass comedian who's done it, but it's like, and some people are gonna get offended at it no matter what. But I don't know. I just think like. It's not a good look defending it because I don't know.
It's terrible.
You're not making a funny rape joke, dude. I saw someone doing it on Twitter. That's why I said that. Like yesterday, I saw somebody
like defending a joke.
Yeah, that we both know.
Ooh.
Yeah, we don't even need to talk about it too much, but
that deserves 7 chin rubs.
We might have him on the podcast.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you know exactly who I'm talking about.
And like, I actually agree with you. That's something that's so vile. Like, I love horror movies. I love cult horror movies. I love gory, low budget horror movies. I've seen some of the worst ones. Like this movie called Cannibal Holocaust is a pretty notorious one. But like those type of scenes are scenes that I can never watch. Like, I always feel uncomfortable during like Game of Thrones is obviously notorious for a few of them.
For what?
I'm talking about like rape scenes, being played out on screen. I find extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, and like I said, I have no problem watching somebody get their head blown off. Like the most graphic shit, but those scenes really don't sit well with me. Like, you know what actually is like a great movie, but like a super uncomfortable movie to watch. Obviously, is Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, I've never.
There's some
seen it
really.
Yeah.
Damn, we need a trip off this movie session where we watch that.
I know, right?
But it's uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But to your point, like, yeah, some jokes probably should be like off limits. But
it's not even that they're off limits. It's just like you don't have the talent or like you haven't worked on this joke enough. I can guarantee it.
True.
Like it's like I don't know.
But then where do you draw the line? Like, could you make
it would have to be a joke that's like it obviously couldn't be in favor. It would have to be like somehow satirical. You know, I don't know. You could do some crazy backflips, but it's like you aren't just gonna off cuff say that like joke. True. That's like something a comedian crafts. So like it's like not being misconstrued in any way. Like,
you know what I feel like gets a pass a lot that I don't know, I guess shouldn't, is like obviously Holocaust jokes. Young people make a lot of them. I feel like it's kind of not accepted, but like you can get away with one. I would never, but
a Holocaust joke.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen some Jewish people get away with some crazy jokes because
you're saying stand-up comedians. Or you're saying just people?
Just people I know who happen to be Jewish who like edgy jokes.
I guess that's true. Like, I guess I could make a slavery joke, which is kind of a false equivalence, but I guess I think of a funny one.
I see what you mean, yeah. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Is that, do you know I wish I could remember his name. There's like this conservative YouTuber who's a black dude, and he's always like, oh, amazing. And,
man, what is that guy's name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But he's just like, he makes black jokes all the time, but it's like, you gotta tell it again because I'm black and slow. It's just like,
I don't
know. That stuff doesn't sit well.
I'm going to vent about something that what you just said just triggered me.
Okay.
I find it super annoying that like people who align with like a political party that's uncharacteristic to their identity say it too much. Like, I find it very annoying how, like, if somebody is, like, for example, like, a gay conservative, like, the Conservative Party is pretty anti-identity politics, but a gay conservative person, I feel like,
they bring it up all the time.
Repeatedly brings up
their
identity as, like, a basis for their argument or as a means to strengthen their argument. Like,
so you're talking about Dave Rubin?
Somebody like that. Like, people who are, like, who just, again, use it as a crutch for their argument in just like almost like a condescending way. Like,
I get what you mean now.
Yeah, like the Dave Rubin type is obviously like every 5 seconds it seems like he's bringing up the fact, well I'm gay, so like I can hold these positions about certain things.
If somebody didn't want to make a cake for me, that'd be fine. Like that whole thing.
Exactly. And I just find it kind of frustrating. And I feel like that people like that dude too, like Candace Owens type, like the black conservative or the black right winger. I feel like
do you think that
you're bringing up that you're black more than like the people that you despise bring it up. I feel.
Do you think Candace Owens believes anything she says?
Yeah. I feel like you believe whatever brings you money.
You think so? You think it's that easy? I think they know they're lying. I think a lot of people know that they're full of shit. Like Ben Shapiro, do you think he's actually as stupid as as some of his opinions?
Yes.
You really think he's that dumb?
I don't know. Yeah, I just feel like people do stick to what they say. Stick to what they stick to your grift. Like, I think because it takes a certain type of gall to get on camera and spew your opinions. Like, do we say anything when we're seriously discussing something that we don't believe? Or that are we saying anything that we think is just to get views, to get people to watch, to get people to stay watching? I'm just saying what I actually think. I genuinely don't know what the fuck a belly button is. And I wouldn't get up here and say that just for the
clicks.
The anti-belly button crowd.
I feel it.
And I feel like
never sell out to them, dude.
Never sell out. So like I have to give these people the benefit of the doubt that they're principled in that aspect, and like Ben Shapiro or people like that, even people on the left or whatever, really believe the drivel that they're saying. And this is drivel.
Yeah.
This is just
this is
this is
the good stuff.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's just I don't know. We took a serious turn from what started as a
like that stuff's drivel. This is gravy.
Yeah.
Like, this is like quality.
This
you
is
want
the whole
this.
Kit and caboodle. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that is. What are you saying? Kit and caboodle?
Or kit and caboodle.
Right.
Or kit and caboodle.
I don't know. You know what's fun is looking up the backstories of
different words. Yeah.
Yeah. Of like I gotta piss like a racehorse.
I feel like the backstory.
The etymology
is in Red Dead Redemption somehow. That sounds like a real
what is
Western word. Kit and caboodle.
I don't know
Maybe
what it is.
Kit
dude.
and caboodle, like because
K-I-T.
Yeah, kit is like all the stuff that you wear if you're like
right. I know a
hunter
caboodle. I'm not
a
sure.
Caboodle.
Maybe that's like a caravan of some sort. The kit and caboodle. We're looking it up.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
We got people with dictionaries behind the camera. They're like swiping through the pages.
Yeah, they got farmers' almanacs.
Yeah,
thesaurus.
It takes a while with an
law
encyclopedia, but it's worth it. You get like a better answer.
I mean, you see this spaceship. What you think? It's just a 2-person crew?
So spaceship again?
You think this shit's on autopilot? Nah, we got a crew. We got a crew behind the camera, batting down the hatches. Can you explain kitten? Is it kitten like baby cat and caboodle?
So it's kit and caboodle.
Okay, so I was right.
Okay.
It commonly turns up in the whole caboodle, meaning the whole lot.
Okay.
It's recorded in the U.S. from the middle of the 19th century. It's probable
1850.
It's probable that the word was originally boodle, with the phrase being the whole kit and boodle, but that the initial sound K was added to boodle.
For aesthetic purposes.
How do you spell boodle?
Boodle.
Boodle.
Damn. Yo, I'm petitioning right now.
Boodle.
Let's bring back 1850s slang. Let's make it hard. Let's drop a rap song. Like, all you need is to make a good
That's our
rap
slogan. Trip off this podcast. Get your kit and caboodle.
Yeah, but it's actually your kit and boodle.
Kit and, yeah.
It's not caboodle.
No, but it
It's your
changed,
kit and
you know?
boodle. Yeah, language
over time.
evolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy too is I was actually talking to somebody that I worked with about this, and they were talking about just like the like it is kind of weird that like on a political thing that like we do like the term like liberal evolves, the term conservative, Republican, Democrat, like all these labels that we give to
pointless.
people.
In other countries they mean other things.
Yeah, it's
other
just
sides of the political spectrum.
and just people get so mad over them.
So yeah, it's like a sports team. Like in the
so
Jaguars
weird.
or something.
It's so weird. It's so weird, man.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. It's just tribalism, right?
Trip off tribalism. It's a weird thing. It's like, you know what I hate about life? Is things that like I know I'm doing, yet I can't stop. It's almost like in the Lost episode where we were talking about nostalgia, and I was like, I shit on it, yet I indulge myself in it when I choose. I feel like I do the same thing with tribalism, and that's like...
Yeah, we're all tribal in a way, but we can hate on tribalism. I don't know.
Basically, fuck any network that isn't WCTV.
Speaking of 2018, because that's where we started with all this, the France stuff that's going on and tribalism and all that.
Yeah,
What's your opinion on that? Have you looked into it?
We're talking about what I keep saying. Is it yellow vest?
It's the yellow vest.
The yellow vest, riots,
protests. Which turned into riots in a lot of areas.
I just think it's interesting that it's not really like a left or a right issue at this point.
But each side tries to make it seem that way.
Yeah, which is just natural, I feel.
Yeah.
In such a heated environment. But I saw a dope video of a bunch of people in yellow vests in France breaking into an Apple store and taking everything the motherfuckers had, which I thought was interesting.
Support that.
Yeah, I do. I also support
fuck
that.
Apple. That's the only reason.
Speaking of Apple, this is...
Don't loot, but if you do, make it Apple at least. And go high. Fuck it.
True. This is a sort of aside, and we can get back to that, but like... You know what's kind of annoying too is like when super rich people get credit for donating what we think is a lot of money.
The smallest amount of money. They're like, here, take my scraps. And everyone's like, oh my god, this guy's so amazing. Like, he donated $1 million of his $1 billion.
Right. When Jeff Bezos donates like $2.5 million to end homelessness, like, people need to understand that's like you literally putting quarters after your McDonald's purchase into the little jar.
Yeah, for real.
Of like coins in front.
Did you hear the stuff that he said about schools? How he wants to like build his own like private school thing, and it's like, we want to make a school where we treat the child as the customer. And it's like, that sounds kind of awful. Like, what if I don't get the premium plan? And it's like, oh well, then you don't get any art classes.
Your gym class is rusty spoons that you have to play.
You got to do egg races.
Yeah, with ping pong balls because the eggs go.
When's the last time you did an egg race?
I haven't done an egg race in a long time, but you know what I have done at a family reunion? This is like peak black Cape Verdean people shit. We had an egg toss.
What is that?
Where like
you throw eggs at each other?
Yeah, we throw eggs at each other. We start from me to you away. And toss an egg. Okay. You toss it back.
Yep.
We each take a step back from each other.
Okay.
So like,
see where this is going.
This ends with like people eventually just you have to baseball throw it.
That's
like you have to football throw it to somebody.
That's fun.
Yeah, it gets pretty far. Damn, maybe we should have a trip off this.
Egg toss.
Egg toss. Damn. You know, there's like an actual art to catching an egg. You have to.
Oh yeah, it's something you learned.
You have to make after years of doing it. Yeah, I'm basically like a strong favorite to win the egg toss at every family reunion.
Okay.
I'm a lock for the top 3.
When bets are placed.
Yeah, when
people
bets
are
are placed.
building their fantasy egg toss team.
Yeah, the bookie's like, yo, we're closing. Tevin's the -175 favorite to make it to the top 3. Everyone in the family's putting money down.
Okay.
But you know what the key is? The key is like humming the. This is like this is the thing about an egg toss, a 2-person egg toss competition is like it starts as a competition with everyone else. But at a certain point, at a certain distance, it's a competition between you and your partner.
Yeah.
Like you and your partner of like, who's gonna get the egg on the outfit? It's not gonna be me. Like
you're just trying to break the egg at this point. You're
like
I want.
You want a hot dog? You want this to be over? There's no real prize.
Yeah.
So it's like, and like the worst thing is like, if the person throws it short and you try to make a shoestring catch and the egg hits the ground right before it hits your hand and you get like as you're leaning for it and it's just raw egg, so like the sharp bits of shell
shrapnel
crack
through the air.
Imagine like it's kind of fucked up that those like could potentially be chickens, I guess. Like I apologize to any vegans listening
they couldn't have been
to this
chickens. They're unfertilized eggs. That's like saying when a girl goes on her period, you're like, damn, I feel bad.
That could have been a person. Yeah, true. True. That's dumb as shit. Damn. But, yeah, that's dumb as shit. But, yeah, the egg toss is a wild thing. Family reunions are a wild thing. Families are weird, bro.
Families are weird.
Like...
I feel like they're important, though.
They're definitely important, but, like, it's weird how... I feel like everyone's is fucked up. Mm-hmm. Everybody has some sort of fucked up family at this point. Ain't no such thing as a perfect family.
It's true.
But that's not like a hot take, I feel. But maybe like I feel like a lot of people feel bad about their families.
Apparently the fucking Greeks are super happy, like the lowest suicide rate in the EU despite their financial crisis. And I guess Greek people have huge families. It's like part of their national culture that like your grandma lives with you and all the cousins and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I don't know, strong family bonds, you get a lot of family who annoys you, but then at the same time, you get, like, a lot of... There's a lot of reason.
So you think, like...
that. I think it's a good thing. I think it's super good, and I think that is not enough, like, strong family bonds.
Here.
Yeah, like, it's so individualistic, like...
True. Well, it's just, I feel like every family has someone who's addicted to heroin.
Yeah. Or has struggled with some type of
substance
addiction.
abuse to some extent. And like
if you add alcohol,
that throws a wrench in a family. And every family has a divorce or 2 or 3. And it's just like compounded together over and over again. I feel like obviously everyone has a fucked up family at this point. It's kind of it's kind of sad, I guess.
I think that's America.
That's a damn.
Yeah.
That's America. That's a deep statement. It's just I don't know. Like I guess some people probably have good families, strong familial bonds in their tribe. But I just feel like it's tough for most people. Yeah. Yeah. It's a wild thing. Still thinking about the belly buttons, to be honest. Like, again, because it's something people pierce it.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even get into that. We didn't even get the fact that people body modify it. Tattoo around it. I'm sure there's some people who believe like it's some sort of spiritual portal that connected you to your mother. Let's start a religion.
That's what I was just saying.
Let's start a religion now.
About what?
Belly buttons are spiritual windows into the maternal energy that's radiating from Mother Earth. Who's with me? Sign up now. Yeah. And we got to think of a good name for it, maybe. But something ism.
Workshop that.
Buttonism.
Something ism. Buttonism.
But like.
No, what'd you say?
I called it the eye of the stomach.
The eye of the stomach.
The eye of the midsection.
Yeah.
This is what your belly button is called. And like belly buttons.
That's what you worship. The eye of the stomach.
The ear of the chest.
The ear of the chest. No. I'm
trying. Yeah, maybe that's not. Maybe we throw that one away. That one's less than great. Yeah, shit's wild. I'm still not sure how they work. But what else happened in 2018? What was like the best?
6ix9ine. Get locked up. That goes on the list of important things to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about XXX died on our people of list.
Would you bring him? I'd bring George Bush and him back.
Wow.
So they have to hang out. They have to hang out.
McCain's like John McCain's
the 2 people that you bring back have to hang out.
Okay.
For the rest of their resurrection, and I would bring back George Bush and X because I feel like they could do a lot of good work together.
John McCain is like and like slowly crawling back in his grave.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Man.
It's an obvious choice.
Damn.
I bet X could fly a plane. With enough effort and like practice.
I just feel like
John McCain, like he didn't know how to fly planes. Like he wasn't that much older than X when he learned.
I can't say if anything you're saying right now is factual or not.
It's all 100%.
Didn't John McCain fly planes?
He did fly planes. But I'm saying that he didn't start learning like when he was like X was pretty young.
Oh, you're saying like X has more life left.
So he could learn to fly planes, blimps, Zeppelins of any kind.
2018. Not on the death list, but almost was Demi Lovato.
I didn't know about that.
She like overdosed.
Oh damn.
And almost died. So we could have been talking about her on this list, but we're not. Shout out to you, Demi.
I don't know what I would have done.
Oh yeah, Stephen Hawking. You know what's fucked up?
Oh yeah, that was a pretty messed up one.
Like that's
what I was talking about with like people who did crazy shit. What did Stephen Hawking do?
I think he was
I think he just like did a bunch of theory stuff.
I think he was a theoretical physicist. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Let's have them all like that.
And you know what's foul about life? The internet. The internet is foul. I remember when Stephen Hawking died. I remember sitting there, just sitting on my couch, just fried, seeing the news on Twitter, and I was like, "Damn, this is a hit for humanity."
Yeah.
What an inspiring person to have lived, right?
Here's the question: who has died who's gonna like in like 600 years it's like society or 1,000 2,000 years from now society has collapsed once they like work their way back up though. It didn't take as long as before. Like it didn't take like 1,000 years like it did after the Roman to the Renaissance. It took like 500 years or something. Who, and the internet's lost but certain people are remembered through like written texts or whatever. Who do you think are the people who are remembered? There'd be like weird ones like pops, like the Beatles would be remembered.
It would be weird. It would be weird.
Who do you think
Stephen Hawking should be remembered.
Yeah.
Again, Stephen
be.
Hawking might have lived.
I think Einstein would be remembered because he's so prolific.
Yeah, true. Everyone knows Einstein. The thing about Hawking is how foul it was when he died. I remember sitting there thinking, wow, what a loss for humanity. And then like 3 tweets later on my timeline was somebody like, oh my God, we've captured Stephen Hawking's last words. And it was just like the Windows noise shutting off, like do-do-do-do-do-do. And I was like, God damn it. Nothing is fucking sacred. You didn't even give me time to heal, Twitter.
Great.
I didn't even mourn yet.
Oh, that's funny. I was pretty torn up about it too, but that's funny. Yeah.
That is a joke
He would
that
laugh
should be
at
canceled.
that. He would laugh at that.
Stephen
Hawking would laugh at that. Come on, he wouldn't want you taking it so serious.
Maybe, but it was just.
He had a good sense of humor. I think he really would have been like a Neil deGrasse Tyson, like super speaky. He already was, and he was in a wheelchair, so I feel
true.
like he would have been cool about it. He'd be like
mocking his potential last words
as a Windows noise. Well, that's the thing. That's such an obvious joke. Come on.
Yeah, it is.
Like that's ridiculous. That's
the
a
internet
South Park
is
joke.
the best and worst thing that's ever happened to humans.
For real.
Like
no, it is. It's like it is 100% disrespectful, and I wouldn't have made the meme, but it's like, I don't know.
How do you not laugh at that?
That's something.
How do you not?
How much
laugh
time
at
till
that?
that's okay? Like people.
I don't know. I mean, definitely not the 5 minutes of my timeline. I feel like I was still I didn't know Stephen Hawking, but I was still mourning his loss.
Yeah. No.
And I see that
they're quick with it with the memes nowadays.
Dude, so quick with it. And again, I think the internet gets funnier every single day. Every single day I see something on Twitter that was funnier, just a little bit funnier than the funniest thing I saw.
What if it peaks and then like starts going down rapidly? So like every single day it's just like
the
disgustingly not funny. Like
oh man,
shit just starts going backwards.
I honestly
we reach peak funny. Like the best meme happens, and then like no meme better than that ever happens, and it's like a dark age for humanity for like a couple 100 years after the meme collapse.
Damn, and like the start of it was like the Michael Jordan
the
crying
meme economy. Like yeah, no,
the Michael Jordan crying meme was the peak, and everything else is just we're slowly decaying into chaos.
Yeah, they just keep trying to make no.
I don't know,
dude.
People are so funny on Twitter that like. Again, every single day I see something that, like, to me either crosses the line or is just too perfect. Also, you know what might be the single greatest thing about this podcast that we do now? Is, like, I can't wait to, like, GIF the shit out of myself and send it to people as my own text responses. Like, I want to get my own facial expressions. Like, when you say something wild and I'm just like...
Yeah, no, when you stream Twitch, you can have your own little...
Yeah. First of all, let's... fist fight over whether it's GIF or GIF. Let's verbally fight over is it GIF or GIF. Let's fight with our
It's
GIF.
People decide.
It is GIF. I agree.
Yeah, it's like.
But a lot of people. Wait, no. I don't agree.
The guy who made it was like, it's GIF.
I agree. It's GIF.
Why is
it's GIF? Because the guy. You gotta talk real when you're talking through your teeth.
Yeah.
You're talking real sternly, and the guy who made it said it was GIF.
Yeah, that is something. But I
so
think
it's GIF.
No, I think it's like language changes. People decide.
Nah. If it's a invention, fam. If I invent the camera and then you start calling it the camera,
the what?
With the camera with a hard A.
The camera. I mean, people probably do that with an accent somewhere.
But I'm gonna be mad at you, and I'm gonna insist that you pronounce it.
GIF.
Camera.
GIF.
Not camera.
GIF. GIF.
It's GIF.
No, it's not.
You know what I do?
You know, because they did it because choosy editors choose GIF. Is that not true?
Designer clothes. Like
what do you
when
mean?
you say it the wrong way.
Right. Like if you say like Louis Vuitton or like Louis or yeah.
People get mad.
With every right though, but I get your argument though. I feel like the basis in calling it GIF is that the first
letter is a G and it makes sense.
Right, is graphics. So like you would.
Oh yeah, that's also true.
You would pronounce it how the word graphic is. The G in graphic is pronounced.
And so if they did it because of the little stupid pun or whatever, choose the editors, choose GIF or however they did it. It's like GIF is already a word and it starts with a J. That peanut butter doesn't start with a fucking G. If it did, I'd be agreeing with you, but it doesn't. But
why are you applying the peanut butter rule to the online imaging format?
I'm like, okay.
It's different. It's different, bruh. It's different. No, is it GIF or GIF?
GIF.
God damn it. You guys are all traitors.
Like if somebody, and if it is GIF, if the editor wants it to be GIF.
It's been a great episode of Trip Off This.
If the guy wanted it to be
Can I
GIF.
just say GIF to stir the pot?
Thank you.
It's GIF.
It's GIF.
If
It
the
is
guy,
100% GIF.
if the guy, so the
Dude, the guy
guy
who
wants to
made
call it GIF, yeah, sure. But
Okay.
so say you named your kid Bob, but you
Okay.
insisted on saying that Bob was pronounced some dumbass way.
If you insisted it was pronounced
Bob.
Bob,
Bob.
I wouldn't
His name
be
is
opposed.
Bob.
I wouldn't be opposed because you made the name.
But it's okay.
It's not Bob. It's
It's
Bob.
Bob.
I invented the name. It's B-O-B. You can't. It's like you can't pronounce it how you want to pronounce it.
Bob. And then everyone calls you Bob, and you just always yo, it's Bob.
You're just constantly talking through your teeth.
Bob.
You're just it's Bob. Not.
Would you ever correct someone? Are you that invested in this battle?
I'm about to correct you every time you say GIF from this day moving forward. I'm going to say GIF.
Related.
If you say something about a GIF, I'm going to put the word GIF in my sentence and pronounce it GIF. Even if we don't outrightly debate it during that moment, we're going to be debating it
in GIF format
with our word.
They should make a GIF of that. Of us debating it.
Hopefully I'm just going like Super Saiyan right now. It's GIF. I mean,
how do you get those things on Facebook?
What?
We need to get some Tevin
GIFs on Facebook?
Yeah, so you can just search on Twitter
GIFs?
and all that. GIFs, yeah, GIFs, whatever.
They're GIFs.
I'm over it.
I'm not.
I acquiesce pretty easily with stuff that doesn't matter.
I mean, I think that's an important discussion though, because it's talking about the ownership of the words created. I get it. Language evolves, but
so what happens when that guy dies in like 200 years? If they want to call it GIF, are they still wrong?
We call it GIF in his honor.
What about
clearly.
the fact? This reminds me of an argument I had with someone once about the term podcast. How it's like if a podcast if it's in video form, then it can't be a podcast because the word was invented. But you and I can both agree.
It's not a podcast.
Yeah, that's my choosing though.
Oh my, why? What's your argument?
All right,
Kayla?
I'm saying it's not a podcast if it's a video format, like you can see, you can watch.
Then it becomes a show, is what you're saying.
Then it's a show. So if you want to call it a podcast show because you also have it as a podcast.
That I did that as a joke,
that
though.
Makes
It's like
sense.
a joke.
But then he kept arguing with me just to see how heated I would get.
No, because it's like all the podcast videos, they're just podcasts. We're the podcast
they're
show because we
podcast
do,
shows.
because, we got all the extra stuff. We got all the extra bits. There's a lot of extra bits.
it's
We
all
have the
wrong.
whole kit and caboodle.
The kit and the caboodle.
No, that's crazy.
He's getting all mad. Look at him.
I get it. Well, I would say this is a podcast show though because we do have extra things happening.
Yeah, there's like all kinds of stuff happening over here.
Stuff happening behind us. Stuff happening everywhere. Yeah, it's crazy. Damn, Logan Paul definitely should have been canceled for videotaping that dead guck. I'm still not over that.
Yeah.
Like
For real.
it's so weird how my brain works, bro. Like I'm constantly thinking about things that were like 15, 20 minutes ago. And then, like, I constantly forget. Like, oh, man, my memory is just so... Memory's a weird thing. I remember a long time ago we talked about a woman. For some reason, I still remember her name. Speaking of memory, her name was Rebecca Sharrock. And she has, like, a super rare disease where she literally remembers every single day of her life. And, like, let's end on that. Let's trip off that thought experiment. If you could choose to have the ability to remember every single day of your life vividly, fairly vividly... Would you choose it? Would you want that power?
No.
Really?
Because I don't know, it's like, you already remember, like, all the bad shit that happens. Like, I can remember, like, some dumb shit I said to a girl, like, fucking 10 years ago or something.
True. That shit keeps me up at night, by the way. I remember times where I was mean to people. And
stupid messages I've sent on Facebook or something.
That shit weighs on my soul. Like, it's like...
I'm having flashbacks right now.
Honestly, and then I was thinking about the other day, too, like, what's the most fucked up thing I've ever personally done?
I've done like
and honestly,
at least one thing though.
This is a moment of introspection. I feel like the most fucked up thing I might have ever done in my life might not have been what I did. It might be what I didn't do. Like I definitely witnessed some probably pretty bad cases of bullying, and definitely was just like,
oh yeah,
damn,
in school
math class
ain't me.
Yeah. Or like, and I feel like that's pretty. But again, you're a stupid kid, but that's not an excuse. Not an excuse.
It kind of is.
What were we talking about before this? Remembering every day of your life.
Yeah.
which would be, again, terrible for kind of those same reasons. Like if you got fucking roasted in middle school one day, like it might be something you might eventually want to forget. Yeah, like which most people do. Or like I feel like I remember this woman saying that like she felt super like every time she would go to eat, she would obviously remember the waitress or waiter's name.
Oh yeah, that must be
for like ever. So like being able to just sit here and be like, damn, what happened to Janet from 1994 at that Denny's in Colorado? Like that would drive
me crazy.
Awful. Yeah, like you retain so much meaningless information that like it seems like it would be extremely stressful.
I don't know how your brain even does it. Like how is that?
It was a super rare disorder. I would hate. Damn, but like think about all the good shit you could remember too, though. He goes, like I feel like there's so much funny shit that I've talked about or heard or laughed at in my life that like I just again forget.
Yeah, I don't know.
And like obviously, I mean, what's the difference between that and like a photogenic memory though?
I think our ability to forget things is part of our strength as like humans. Like if shit got totally fucked and like technology was all fucking ruined by like water or some shit, like just a bunch of water came and ruined all the technology.
And I just jump shoot you a roll of paper towels?
Yeah, and I tried, but I don't get it in time. Like,
so technology fried
to like put it in. I think like within a couple of years, people would be like into some new shit. Like they'd be like, oh, you know, all of our money is like bricks now, and we just come carry around bricks or like whatever. You know, like they'd get into their new thing, and it's like, oh, that guy has like 1,000 bricks, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Like funny. We're just animals, and we get into collecting some other shit, whatever became valuable.
Yeah, we need to. I was thinking about we should have a segment that we end the show on, and it should be like, what did you trip off this week? In between episodes, what was one thing that like you couldn't let go? You couldn't stop thinking about the one thing you saw, the one viral video. You know what's been sticking on my mind lately? Yeah. Videos of people jumping into frozen bodies of water.
Okay.
Like seeing those videos is so funny. Like
I'll say this is the last thing. The thing that tripped me out the most was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, the trailer
Sonic the
review?
Hedgehog live action. What'd you feel? Terrifying.
It looks bad.
That looks terrifying. Yeah. What do you think? I think it was just still images, right? I didn't watch a video for the exist.
Yeah, there was like I thought there was a video of like him running.
I saw one. It was like a guy runs up and it's like the black and white, and then it's like this guy watching him. It's like a kid, and he's like, "That's Tails," and it's just like a super short video, but it's obviously Sonic. Yeah. That was a good one.
Damn, there's a lot of shit I trip off every week. Namely, it's just belly buttons this time around.
Okay.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Look at your belly button for 20 minutes in the shower.
20 minutes.
And try to figure out what it even means.
What's life you won't really get the benefits of that exercise. 20 minutes.
At least. Minimal.
Okay. Good night.